empty government offices, park gates locked, closed signs on all the doors, a TSA agent sighing at the airport, working for free. When the US government shuts down, politicians still argue, the headlines still roll, the talk shows are all abuzz. But for millions of regular Americans, the government shutting down doesn't just mean politics as usual. It means your rent is still due. Your paychecks have now stopped and bills are stacking up. Because here's the thing, when the government stops, the people still have to keep on living. Today, we're looking at the real costs of the government shutdown, not for Congress, not for the White House, but for everyone else. Every time Washington fails to agree on a budget, about 2 million federal employees and millions more contractors and independent contractors are caught in the crossfire. Let's talk about who they are and why their lives are turned upside down overnight. When a shutdown hits, agencies in the government decide to classify their employees as either essential or non-essential. Essential means you keep working, but without pay until Congress decides to do something and pay you. Non-essential means you get sent home, again, no pay. In both cases, the employees are living off of their savings, their credit cards, and a boatload of anxiety. During the 2018-2019 federal shutdown, 800,000 workers were furloughed or forced to work unpaid for 35 days, the longest in U.S. history. That means TSA agents were screening travelers for free. Coast Guard families were relying on food banks to feed their families. And National Park staff watched gates rusting because they couldn't be opened while their bills piled up. A federal employee was quoted in 2019 by saying, "We signed up to serve our country, not to be pawns in a political standoff." That was in 2019. It sounds like something that could be said today, yesterday, and 10 years from now. And then there are contractors. They don't get back pay ever. So when the government pauses, their income just, it evaporates. Imagine going to work one day and your boss says, "Sorry, Congress didn't pass a budget, so we can't pay you." And then they want you to still pay your taxes. Of course, to the government that just stopped paying you. Seems fair, right? So what actually stops working during a shutdown? Turns out it's a lot. National parks close. The Smithsonian Museum goes dark. Passport, visa applications back up for weeks. Food safety inspections slow down. The Small Business Administration, the people who give out loans for people to start their businesses, they freeze. Even some nutritional assistance programs run out of funding if a shutdown drags on. November 1st, SNAP shuts down. Food stamps. It's not just the government itself. It's local economies around them. The coffee shop outside the federal building, the daycare near the Park Service office. When the government stops, so do their customers. During the 2018 shutdown, economists estimated the U.S. lost around $11 billion in gross domestic product. $3 billion of that, gone forever. Because no one's getting those missed paychecks, lost sales, or delayed projects backed. Behind every number, there's someone just trying to keep the lights on. There was an employee, her name, let's call her Angela. Angela is a single mom and a federal contractor. When the government shut down, her job disappeared overnight. No back pay, no safety net. She sold her furniture to cover rent. Or a TSA agent, I call him Andrew, who kept showing up for work because air travel doesn't stop, even if his paycheck does. Or a small town business owner, call him Matt, near Yosemite, who lost his entire winter season because the park was closed. The shutdown doesn't just hit Washington. It hits everyone standing outside the walls. And the longer it lasts, the longer it goes, the deeper the damage runs. Missed mortgage payments, lost credit scores. For some, the shutdown ends long before the consequences do. And here's where it gets truly absurd. While millions of Americans are scrambling to pay their bills, Congress still gets paid. Lawmakers' salaries are written into permanent appropriations, meaning shutdowns don't affect their paychecks. In 2019, over 800,000 federal workers went without pay, while 535 members of Congress got theirs on time every 2 weeks. Shutdowns aren't accidents, they're leverage. They've become tools to score political points, pressure opponents, and of course, make headlines. It's a performance, and the cost of admission is paid by everyone else in the country. Because here's the dark truth. The system rewards dysfunction. When one party refuses to compromise, the base applauds. When the other gives in, they look weak. And when the whole system grinds to a halt, that's just proof the other side's unreasonable. So the government keeps learning the same lesson, that it can stop working and still get paid. The public, we lose faith. And the people in power lose, well, nothing. Every shutdown is framed as a temporary crisis. But the real damage is long-term, to our trust, to our stability, and to the quiet belief that people running things at least care if you have a job or you work or you get a check. When the government stops, people pay. And when it starts again, we act like that's normal. But maybe it's time to ask, why is democracy designed to stop itself on purpose? So here's the finer points. When politicians stop working, they still get paid. But when the government shuts down, normal people don't. Federal employees, unpaid, furloughed, or forced to work without pay. Contractors lose income with no back pay. Local economies stall or fall apart. National parks, museums, passport offices, small businesses, and even food assistance programs stop. Families are missing money for rent or for mortgage. TSA agents, the people trying to keep us safe on, airlines, working for free. Small businesses losing money for tourism. Shutdowns are used for political leverage. The people with the most power to end it face no real consequences because the system rewards dysfunction and punishes everyone else. The next time you hear about a government shutdown, remember, it's not Washington that shuts it down. It's your neighbor, your park, your paycheck. Those are what gets shut down. It's not DC. The Congress people are not going without. Their families are taken care of. It's your neighbor. It's your parks. It's your paycheck. When you go to the airport today, remember, that guy, that girl who's checking you through, working for free. When you go to any government building and you see a security guard there, or you go to a VA and there's people working there, they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid because our government can't get out of its own way. So while we have a government that is set up to succeed, the politicians have decided that they don't want it to. They want to seem strong for their base. They want to seem strong for the 30% of people who always vote for them, instead of worrying about the 70% of people who are struggling every day to feed their families. Till next time.